Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper. Today's video is a little bit interesting. I am an ADHD and Attention Coach, and I study attention. And what is that? Basically, oversimplify the fact, I think that a lot of people out there have succumbed to the control of their attention, and they listen to the methodical 1, 2, 3, 4. And when it comes to individuals and how you do things, I have found that the obvious solutions work for many. But for those that those solutions don't work, you got to find an obvious solution that's not so obvious. I've done lots of videos that give vivid examples of individuals that have this, but today I really want to talk about what an aha is. An aha is an insight. It's a eureka. It's the sudden comprehension when you pay attention to something differently. It's really the holy grail of problem solving. And in my business, what I'm all about is the aha. When somebody comes to me, I don't necessarily know what's going to work, but I'm trying to help them find the aha of what will work. Now, as a coach, most people think that I know what they should do and will tell them. It's not really how it works. How it works is my job is not to know what they should pay attention to. The trick is to get them to let go of what they're focused on. And so that's a whole nother thing with a whole nother video, but I did want to talk about like the nature of aha and give you some examples. At 3M, as I understand it, back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, their culture was you were supposed to spend 10% of your time playing around. And there's a couple scientists that had come up with a glue that was interesting because it wouldn't stick or hold anything to something, but at the same time, when you took it off something, it didn't peel paint and stuff back. And they were playing around with what we should really do. And through a accident, if you will, the Post-it was born. And we have Post-its all over the place. It's been really, really ubiquitous. But all of a sudden, this eureka came about because they had this glue that they had been developing, and it had interesting properties with regard to its adhesion. Another interesting aha is actually Viagra. The medication was actually used in a trial for some other things. And in that process, some of the people that were taking it began to report some interesting symptoms. And then all of a sudden they realized, hey, there's something else here, and a whole new drug was born as a result of just that experiment. Another example that I think is really interesting today is Uber. This is a situation where it's completely revolutionized the transportation business and virtually going to put taxi cabs out of business. By basically taking a look at the traditional model, those that were developing it looked at things a little bit differently and began to realize is that there's all kinds of people out around, and by using GPS and apps and the internet, they could actually have people perform these services on a part-time basis, which has led to like basically the transportation service and Uber Eats. My point in all this stuff is ahas are the holy grail of problem solving, and if the obvious solution isn't working, chances are you're paying attention to the wrong thing, or sometimes there's just a better way. How do you get an aha? Well, that's a great question because by definition, it's a trial and error thinking process. But that's basically a lot of times really what coaches are all about. And in my job as an ADHD coach, that's what it's all about. Because if the obvious solutions work for you, then you wouldn't be seeking out an ADHD coach. So I hope this kind of gave you pause to think. This isn't a definite solution, but it is a thinking process, and there's a methodology to help elicit ahas, if you will. Coaches, at least those that are International Coach Federation trained, or those in the ADHD world that are PAC certified, actually are trained in the art of this. I hope this has given you pause to think, maybe inspire you to look for some ahas and seek them out. For more great tips and just thoughtful insights and observations, subscribe to our channel, Attention Talk Video. And to learn more about me, go to digcoaching.com. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care.